How's it going, everyone? Got a lot to talk about in this video. Definitely want to talk a little bit about Square Enix and Forspoken. I don't think anyone that watches our content is really all too surprised that the game unfortunately did not do all too well from a sales standpoint. I talked about the game quite a bit. Did a video where we pretty much said don't buy the game at full price. And that $7 price tag, just the buzz leading into the release of the game, it was really low. But we'll talk all about that. Also, Streets of Rage 4, a great beat-em-up title, has gotten a massive update, so we'll talk all about that. And Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak expansion for PS5 and Xbox Series, that has gotten its release date. We'll talk that at the end of this video. By the way, Sunbreak, of course, on PS4 and Xbox One as well, currently available on Switch and PC. First of all, let's talk Square Enix, let's talk Forspoken. Speaking during a financial results briefing on February the 3rd, Square Enix president Yosuke Matsuda said sales of the game had been lackluster following challenging reviews. Noting, however, the game has also received positive feedback on its action features, including its parkour and combat capabilities, so it has yielded results that will lead to improvement of our development capabilities of other games in the future. That said, its sales have been lackluster, and while the performance of new titles with February and March release dates will be the ultimate detriment, we see considerable downside risk to our fiscal year 2023 earnings. Remember that after Forspoken's release, it was announced that developer Luminous Productions is gonna be fully merged into Square Enix this May. Square Enix has developed numerous AAA high-definition games and possesses a wealth of intellectual property and content. Luminous Productions is meanwhile equipped not only with AAA development capabilities, but also technical expertise in areas such as game engine development. Combining two entities will further enhance the group's ability to develop HD games. I think this is the best case scenario. Like, Square Enix already has a wealth of IPs under their umbrella. Why not let Luminous work on some of that if you do want them to cultivate the creation of a new IP? I'm sure they're still gonna have the opportunity to do that. Not to go on a lengthy diatribe about Forspoken again, but I did talk a lot about the game. I was pretty down on it. It had elements that I liked. Like, again, I'll say I like the parkour elements. I thought the traversal was really done, especially as you get more abilities. The combat, again, it starts off a little bit simplistic, but then when you get more abilities, more wheels in the weapon slot, the ability slot, that ends up turning out to be pretty good. It's a super flashy game, however, I think a lot of people were kind of sold a bag of goods on this game for a couple of different reasons. From a technical standpoint, there are times where the game looks super impressive, but then again, there are times where the textures look sloppy. There are times where the facial animations and the character models look very sloppy. And you're not going to be maintaining a consistent 60 frames per second even when you play in performance mode. Maybe those are issues that are a little bit more of a minutia to a lot of people, but then you also talk about a narrative. When you're talking about a Square Enix action RPG, people are going into it expecting a compelling narrative, and let's just be honest, man, when you talk about Frey and Cuff, one of the worst tandems I think I've seen in a video game. They're play off one another, the dialogue just absolutely terrible. I don't think that's too much of a stretch to say, and I think most people agree with me on that. It's also unfortunate that as far as the fanboy wars go, Hi-Fi Rush dropped like a couple days after Forspoken, and it literally had a tandem of the main character and 808 that was so much better. Chai and 808 that was so much better than Frey and Cuff, and Hi-Fi Rush just totally outclassed Forspoken, and it was so interesting because Forspoken was this big budget $70 action RPG, and Hi-Fi Rush was this $30 budget title that was available as a stealth release on Game Pass right away. So just interesting how those things happen. But as far as Forspoken goes, you take the L on the chin, you move forward with your next project in stride, and that's really all you can do going forward. But a bummer to see it not do so well. If you do find it on sale, again, do not be spending any more than 20 bucks on this game. Forspoken is one of those games that I think is the exact definition of the word mid. There are things that you can like about it, there are things that stand out about it, but overall, just an absolutely mediocre product, and it's not too surprising to see the sales numbers of the game either. Moving on from that, I do quickly want to note that Streets of Rage 4 has gotten a significant update to the game. The patch notes are quite lengthy, so we're not going to go over everything, but As far as stage updates go, added some destroyables to help to maintain the combo counter. Combo counter added a half second to disappear. Stage transitions have a bonus time to not break combo counter. Added custom survival mode as well. Mania Plus added Curses Arcades in Mania Plus difficulty. Added special reinforcements during boss battles. Added 1 life. Added co-op attack. All characters have had some refinements as well. And then, again, I'm not going to go through every refinement in the game. Streets of Rage 4 is on sale right now as a part of the Capcom publisher sale. Let me pull up the price for you guys right now. It's $12.49, so that's a pretty decent deal. There is the Mr. X Nightmare add-on that is 50% off for $4 as well. I would recommend Streets of Rage 4 to be a game that you know, get a friend to pick up as well, and I think you'll have a good time with the game together. But yeah, it's a quality throwback beat 'em up with a fantastic art style that still pays homage to like classic beat 'em ups, but at the same time modernizes it a little bit so you can still get into it if this is, you know, your first time with Streets of Rage. So check that out. A lot of updates rolling out for that as well. Lastly, do want to note that Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak expansion for PS5, Xbox Series, and PS4 is going to be dropping on April 28th. Pre-orders are live right now. You know, I was kind of vocal about this when the game was coming out, and some of you guys gave me pushback on it, and I understand why. Look, it's going to be dropping at $39.99. Monster Hunter Rise, the base game, went on sale very quickly after its initial release on PS4 and PS5. It's available right now for $20, and it came out at the end of June. I would say just wait to pick up Sunbreak. Unless you're super into Monster Hunter, you can wait a couple of months, and if you haven't picked up Rise yet, that'll probably pay dividends quite a bit, because you can probably end up getting like a bundle for the cost of the original game had you bought it at launch, and you'll get the game and the expansion, maybe even cheaper than that. Probably not cheaper than that. I think, you know, Rise will end up baselining out at around $40 on sale, but I think that's a really good price. Like, if you can get Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak for $40, yo, now we're talking. Now we're talking about a sizable experience and a great price for it as well. So I would give it a shout from that standpoint. Again, if you're a super hardcore Monster Hunter fan, no slight to you whatsoever. If you decide to pick it up, I still think it'll be a relatively good buy at $40, given all the content that you do get with your purchase of any Monster Hunter product. Whether you talk about Monster Hunter World, Iceborne, Rise, Sunbreak, it's all going to be sizable additions as far as gaming hours go. But that is going to do it for me. Again, as far as Forspoken goes, sales for that number were a bit of a bummer, to say the least. Streets of Rage 4 update now available. A lot of updates rolling out as a part of that. And Sunbreak will be hitting PS5 and PS4 on April 28th. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.